Well, if there was any video that I was gonna make that's gonna end up in my physics teacher's recommended, right? It's gonna end up in the For You. It's probably this one, man. Inaugural vsauce video here on the channel. You know what I mean? I've been waiting for one of these. The reason I don't react to much vsauce is because, well, I've already seen most of the videos, right? And well, yeah, that's pretty much about it. That's pretty much the only reason I haven't reacted to any of the videos was because, well, I've practically seen all of them. I've seen, like, all of them. I probably should go back. I could always go back. Like, these videos do have a sense of rewatchability to them. Like, you can rewatch them. Like, and they don't really get too boring. You know, they're pretty... Yeah. I think he makes things pretty straightforward, right? Like, he talks about some pretty complex stuff. And, but the way that he delivers it is pretty, you know, understandable, I feel, for a lot of people. I think maybe that's why his channel's so popular. I think if a channel's really popular, it's because they make complex things not so complex, right? Because that's what people want. They want to, you know, become smarter. They want to get their knowledge. They want to have their understanding of the world. I didn't finish my protein shake? Come on, dog. Man. Oh, that shit's ruined now. Ew. I didn't finish my protein shake. Let's go, man. Dead People Used to Look Older by vsauce. He dropped this shit 2 hours ago, bruh. Already 77,000 likes? That's more than the views! Well, clearly the views have just not updated. But, you know. Holy shit. You know, bro, motherfuckers love... They love the vsauce videos, bro. They love the videos.
Hey, vsauce. Michael here.
Okay, let's go.
At the age of 18,
Did you get captions already?
Carl Sagan looked like a teenager. But it doesn't take long in an old high school yearbook to find teenagers who look surprisingly old.
Some people do look kind of old.
Are all in their 20s.
I did kind of feel that, you know. I'm not the only one that I feel.
When she was just 17. And here are some high school students from the 70s.
Damn, who's Elizabeth Taylor?
Did people used to look older? Brandon McCarthy asked on Twitter, and evidence poured in. People shared photos of their parents in their early 20s, their dad at 21, their mom at 18 or 19.
What the fuck?
Their dad at 45. One user shared their husband at 27 and what his father looked like at 23. And there's pretty much an entire subculture around how old footballers looked decades ago. 24, 31, 33, 29, 27.
It's the hair.
It's not uncommon to think that there's something more grown up about the way people used to be. To look back and think that people seemed older at a younger age than they do now. Let's call it retrospective aging. It doesn't happen to everyone. People do not and never have aged similarly. And there's even the opposite. People do not and...
Prince William at 38? Jesus Christ, Prince William's 38? And he looks like that? Bro, man needs that Bosley show. He needs that Bosley joint. Like the hair growing product for when your hair is like messing up and it's like receding. That's what he needs. Damn, you hate to see it. But yo, Dua Lipa's dad though. Handsome man. Look at that guy. Fucking, he's doing amazing for himself at 52. Jesus Christ.
Never have aged
I hope
similarly.
to look like that man.
And there's even the opposite observation that kids these days grow up too fast. But it's a popular question and subject of numerous memes. So, is it real? Or is it an illusion fueled by cherry-picked examples that feeds rosy nostalgia for a time when people were tough and didn't have it as easy as you kids have it now? Well, as it turns out, both. Humans today really are aging more slowly than their historic counterparts.
Woo! Okay, here we go.
More
Give me some knowledge.
Counterparts.
Give me some knowledge, Michael.
Changes in lifestyle, nutrition, smoking habits, healthcare, early life conditions, and skincare, particularly the use of sunscreen, are a huge part of it. By
I've never used
measures
sunscreen.
of metabolic,
that's not true.
cardiovascular, inflammatory, kidney, liver, and lung function across time, researchers at Yale and USC have found that we are, in fact, staying younger for longer than we used to. So does that mean that
Let's go.
60 is the new 50?
Not really.
Almost.
Oh,
Their
really?
results suggest that between the early 90s and the late 2000s, 60 became the new 56. 40 became the new 37 and a half, and 20 became the new 19. Oh, also, during the last century, dentistry and orthodontics have played a huge cosmetic role in the kinds of faces we see in parts of the world. But, interestingly, when faces in magazines are measured from the 1930s to today, the only significant change has been that across all ethnicities, the media is now exposing us to larger lips. Also, retroactive aging can occur over short time spans. When I was a freshman, the seniors in my high school seemed so old to me. But by the time I was a senior myself, I looked in the mirror and at my peers and I was like, we're them now, but we don't seem as old as they did. What's...
To be honest, Michael, does he really look like this is a freshman in what, college? Or is this high school that we're talking about? This can't be him as a freshman in high school. It's got to be college. But do you have a senior in college? I don't know how the grading system works in college. What do you call the grades? Like, they're not grades in college, is it? Fuck, I don't know. But if this is him as a senior in high school, I don't know. I guess he kind of maybe does. I mean, I'm seeing a little bit of the forehead wrinkles, but maybe that's just like maybe that's just the shit. I don't know.
We're them now, but we don't seem as old as they did. What's going on isn't just about bodies. First of all, the seniors I looked at when I was a freshman truly were older than me at that time. They graduated and went away, and later, when I was a senior, I saw myself as I was. But in my mind's eye, I saw the earlier seniors as they appeared to me when I was younger. Retrospective aging seems to also be about perspective. Let's go back to this tweet. So
you were comparing the way that you look when you were a senior to how different seniors look to you when you were a freshman. But now that you're a senior, you're still kind of using that same freshman comparison perspective to look at, how you used to look at the seniors when you were a freshman. So maybe that's why you think that you don't look as old as them, because like you're using that like the difference doesn't change. The thing that does change is that now you're a senior, but like, you're still kind of like looking at them as if they're like way older, or so something like that. I kind of get it. I kind of get that a little bit.
George Wendt.
Probably can't explain it very well, but
on the TV show Cheers. Now, when Cheers premiered, Wendt was indeed 34, but I looked it up, and this image is actually from episode 24 of season 5, when Wendt was 38. So we're not comparing apples to apples here. However, this is an image of George Wendt at 34, and Ashley Fairbanks made some alterations and a good point. However, here's the rub. These alterations don't make Wendt look more like a 34-year-old. These alterations point. However,
who the fuck is Ashley Fairbanks? What the fuck? How was Norm 34? And I hate to break it to you ladies, but this is what your boyfriend looks like under the beard and sunglasses.
Here's the rub. These alterations don't make Wendt look more like a 34-year-old. They make him look more like a 34-year-old today. Similarly, giving the Golden Girls modern-day hairstyles and makeup drops their apparent age a lot. Superficial styles and mannerisms can often make not just a big difference, but all the difference, which supports the hypothesis that retrospective aging is often an illusion. Modes of self-expression are always changing. Clothing, hairstyles, accessories, makeup, mannerisms, language, body language. Now, modes can come back, but never exactly. The context is always a little bit different. And from what's available or acceptable at any one time, we each draw ways of appearing or being in the world. And even if you don't care about how you look or think about how you act,
gonna be tough
what
if you don't
options
care.
you even have, are dictated by what's currently popular, or normal, or being pushed on people like you.
Yes, that's
Few
very
of us
true.
stay at the stream, drawing what
Especially if you're somebody that likes to conform and just, most people don't really have a. I saw this TikTok that said that most people don't really have a distinct personality. Most of what people are, the types of taste that they have, what they like, the music that they listen to, the type of movies that they watch, the type of things that they're interested in. All of that shit kind of just comes from what is pushed on them. What society has deemed as the norm. It's kind of very arbitrary, and it's like, of course, people have that facticity aspect to them. I've talked about it many times on the channel. The facticity and transcendence aspect of it. Why do I feel like I am somebody that's able to transcend much more than everybody else? Like, I'm somebody who doesn't really care to fit in too much. Of course, I feel like it is very useful to fit in to some extent, right? I mean, you don't want to just be the guy that does the opposite of what everybody else does, because then people are just going to think that you're really looking for attention. Like, they're just going to be like, oh, you're an attention-seeking whore. Like, oh, you're doing things this way, just to grab attention. Like, certain things you don't need to just do the opposite of everybody else. Like, sometimes it is fun to just do what everybody else is doing. And there is value to be had in that, right? Because, you can make more friends. Because when you're very unique, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to make a lot of friends, right? Because people, they just like people that are like them. And who they are, to be like them, would mean that you have to be like everybody else to conform. So that's why sometimes I don't think I'd find it too hard, because especially going into this year at school, I'm gonna try to make so many friends, bruh. But that's neither here or there, bruh. I need to make some strong relationships, bro. I really do, because I feel like I am lacking in that department. I am lacking in the relationship department, and I'm picking up a lot of good knowledge on how I may be able to do that. So.
New all our lives. For various reasons, we often wander away with our catch. Perhaps it's because we settle into an identity we're comfortable with, or fear the taboo of not dressing our age, or simply run out of time to care. But when we're gone, the stream keeps changing, and we get older and continue to use the mannerisms and styles we grabbed a while back. Eventually, to whatever those styles initially evoked, a new connotation is added. Old person. Not because the look or behavior is intrinsically for the elderly, but because those who use it, us, became old ourselves. If you want to look older, what do? Well, you can dress the way older people dress. And the thing is, that's often how they used to dress too. We think people looked older in the past because they look the way old people do today.
I get it. Ah, man!
Hey Google, what's this song?
Why do I care about Addison Rae? Come on, dog, get me this. I need money from this. Bro, who was in charge? You're telling me that because Addison Rae is promoting this product that people are gonna go ahead and buy it? Who has put Addison Rae on a pedestal, my guy? Who? Who is Addison Rae? I know she's the TikTok shorty.
Hey, you. Me. Yeah, you. Don't you want...
Dale Irby, a gym teacher at Prestonwood Elementary School in Dallas, Texas, posed for his first yearbook photo in 1973.
Damn.
The following year, he accidentally wore the same outfit again. He says he was embarrassed at first, but his wife Kathy challenged him to do it again. So he did. And he never stopped. What he gave us is a great, exaggerated example of how what once connoted youth comes to be associated with old age. The people we keep seeing a style on get older and older themselves until we think of the style itself as being for old people. Retrospective aging, then, is double-pronged, both real and illusory. People in the past really did age faster than us because of differences in nutrition and lifestyle and medicine, but much, if not most, can be chalked up to the fact that we think people like this are dressed like old people. But that's an anachronism. They're dressed like old people from the future, the old people they would become. Has anyone ever dressed like a young person from the future? Well, it happened in 1941 at the reopening of the South Fork Bridge in Canada. A crowd came out to celebrate and photos were taken. In 2010, the photos were digitized and placed online.
I think I know this.
That's when this guy was noticed.
I know this photo.
Traveling hipster. Why a time traveler wouldn't bother to blend in, and why, with all of his...
I see this photo. I know this photo. That's my G, dog. My man's in 1941. He's repping.
Traveler wouldn't bother to blend
This man is the
why,
ultimate G, bro, with that style, bro.
To visit,
unbeatable.
The reopening of a bridge in the 40s. No one knew. The photo was confirmed to be undoctored, and researchers put forward the idea that this man was not, in fact, a time traveler. That his shirt wasn't an ironic screen print, but simply bore the logo of the Montreal Maroons, a nearby hockey team at the time. They said his sunglasses and knit sweater were not unusual for the 40s, nor was his portable camera. The only thing that was unusual about him was how casual his attire was. And they're probably right. But this all raises the exciting possibility that someone out there right now, possibly even you, is unknowingly dressed like people in the future will.
Sometimes I might be.
Photos will someday freak them out. You know, it might be
but
fun
not
to
really.
start dressing
I need more money
more
because I do have certain styles that I want to try out, but I need more money, and it's just like, well, I'm working on that.
Another odd way, on the off chance that you happen to nail it, and years from now you are worshipped as a time traveler. Oh, that reminds me of today's sponsor. Hi, I'm Michael Stevens.
Look at the
Would
cheap
you like to
plug.
look like you're from the future? Well,
Okay.
every season, those who subscribe to Vsauce's Curiosity Box receive a box full of delicious brain food that we have made that very few people have. Yet. This year, our summer box contains our Moire illusion cards, a bunch of other things I won't spoil, and this, a Pythagorean cup. Supposedly
Pythagorean
invented
cup?
by Pythagoras himself, it is widely considered the earliest known practical joke. It works just like a normal cup. Fill it up, carry it around, take a drink. Refreshing. But it punishes greed. If you pour yourself too much, the internal siphon will drain the entire contents. Greed is good, more like greed is wet. A portion of all proceeds from the Vsauce Curiosity Box go directly to Alzheimer's research. So this box isn't just good for your brain, it's good for everyone's brain.
That's good.
And
Love
we've
to
got
see
a
it.
special treat for you. While supplies last, if you subscribe to the Curiosity Box, you can choose a bundle of some of our favorite items from past boxes that we will throw in for free. Just pay
The
shipping.
end of everything.
Ah,
man.
Boxes that we will
I don't trust smart people to sell me shit, bro, because they know every old trick in the book. The fuck? What did I do?
throw in.
Bro. Woo! They know every trick in the book, man. They're gonna hit me with that scarcity principle. They're gonna hit me with the limited time offer principle. They're gonna hit me with the committed to the shit principle, right? They're gonna be like, oh, look at this great offer. All you have to do is pay shipping. You know what that's gonna do to you, bro? Motherfuckers gonna be like, I get all of this for free, and then that's what they sell it to you as being for free, but it's really not for free. It's not. The whole pay for shipping shit. See, if it was like $3 for shipping, then but I bet you it's probably gonna be a little bit more than $3. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but I doubt it.
For free, just pay shipping. If you're not subscribed yet, I'm ready for you, with open arms and open neurons. Wow. Whoa! Who's that guy? Does he look like a Bill, a Mark, a Justin, or a Josh? Pause.
Bill, Mark, Justin, or a Josh? Justin or Josh? Can't really pick. Maybe
Right
Justin.
now, if you'd like to think about
Maybe
it.
Justin.
According to research from Millsaps College and Miami University, this is Mark.
Mark?
Or at least, this is what we think people named Mark look like. By asking people to make and rate digitally created faces, researchers were able to put together prototypical faces for a number of different names. This
How does
is
that
apparently
work?
what we think a Josh looks like.
What?
A Bill, a Justin, a Dan, a Brian, a Tom, an Andy. The idea that names might conjure certain face shapes in our minds isn't that strange. For example, there's Wolfgang Kohler's famous finding that when asked which of these shapes is named Booba and which is named Kiki, people of all different ages and cultures and languages overwhelmingly assign Kiki to the spiky one and Booba to the blobby one. And sure enough, it certainly seems to work with names too. Which one of these men is Tim and which is Bob? Well,
Tim and which is Bob? Tim and Bob.
Unanimously, people feel like this is Tim and this is Bob. But are these men actually named Tim and Bob? Well, there's the rub. Just because we associate certain names, certain sounds, with certain shapes, doesn't mean we're right. There's no such thing as a biological name. If a person still goes by the same name they were given as a baby, long before anyone knew what they would look like as an adult, well, surely there won't be a connection. But as it turns out, there is. Believe it or not, in a multiple choice setting, people can guess a stranger's name just by looking at their face. More often than we would expect from luck alone.
I've done this.
It's called the face name matching effect. Here's a stimulus from Zwebner's research.
Dan.
Do you think this man is named Jacob, Dan, Joseph, or Nathaniel? By just randomly picking a name, people should get this right 25%
All four of
the
those look
time.
possible.
But Zwebner found that people picked the correct answer, Dan, nearly 40% of the time.
What?
What's going on? Can names actually cause us to grow to look
How
a
the
certain
fuck?
way? Well, apparently they can.
How did I get that?
It has been called a Dorian Gray effect.
That's actually
Getting
sick.
paid to learn how to code. 12 weeks ago, I was staring at a computer, not getting any.
Bro, I didn't even get the name samples, and I knew that fucker was dead.
They can. It has been called a Dorian Gray effect. In Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray, a portrait of the protagonist ages and grotesquely reflects his evil deeds while he himself remains young and pure-looking. In a similar way, it seems that in some cases, our own appearance can come to reflect the name we were given.
How is
I
that
think
possible?
It's really more of a reverse Dorian Gray.
I low-key
effect.
thought about this sometimes, you know? Because, like, think about the name. Think about the fact that you're given your parents' genetics. And whatever but, like, the main thing is, whatever your parents named you, it's likely that is a name that resonated with them, right? Like, they really liked it, and for whatever reason, they liked it. And they thought it would be a good fit. Therefore, I think most people's names are pretty good fits. Just by default. But no, I can't explain it, bro. I can't put the words for it, but I always really did think that people had, I thought that he was gonna say some shit that I could never really put into words. And I guess this kind of is it. The face whatever effect. But I always did think that people kind of did look their names sometimes. Well, of course. That's just because when we find out somebody's name, we're gonna go ahead and associate that person to that name to that person, and therefore that name is gonna become that person because that's how we're gonna associate them. That's how we're gonna talk to them. That's how we're gonna refer to them because that is their name. That is their thing. That is the thing that belongs to them that we call them because that is their name, right? It's a given. But oh man, I can't put it into words. I just need to shut up. I really wish I could word it though. I feel like I'm trying to say something.
Dorian's reality affects the appearance of his portrait, but the
What
face
this is saying
name
is true,
matching
too.
effect goes the other way. a inanimate sign, a name, influences our actual physical appearance. Well, anyway,
I
it's
thought
not
so. I
news
felt
that a
that
person's
for a
name
long time.
can lead others to have certain expectations of them and treat them accordingly. It's been found, for example, that multiracial faces given European names are rated as looking more European than the same faces are when presented with. It's been found, for example, that
Barack Obama or Barry Dunham. The appearance of multiracial faces is affected by the names assigned to them?
multiracial faces given European names are rated as looking more European than the same faces are when presented with non-European names. The expectations a name carries with it may create a self-fulfilling prophecy, whereby as a person grows up, they're motivated to fulfill those expectations, carry themselves in ways people think someone with
this
their
is
name
what
should,
this is what I
and
always
even
thought.
Like
Keep wording it,
themselves
please.
in
Please
ways
put my very ambiguous thoughts into clearly defined words, please.
people think someone with their name should, and even like, dislike,
This yogurt is
accentuate,
good.
hide, use, and avoid different parts of their face and body depending on whether or not those parts match their name.
How do you match?
It's been found that faces and names that match are emotional.
Do I look like my name? My name is Luis. If you didn't know that, what would you have called me? Would you have named me Luis? And is that am I pulling off a self-fulfilling prophecy here to look like a Luis? I mean, what's funny is that I'm named after my dad. He named me after himself. So I already have a higher chance of looking like a Luis because I'm named after somebody who's already a Luis, who might have that self-fulfilling prophecy going on, who might have, therefore, because of the connotations and the shit of his name, he's then gonna go ahead and actually fulfill it. He's gonna fulfill the character of the name, right? The character of the name. That's weird. I don't know. I don't even think that's a thing. But like, he's gonna go ahead and actually act on it, right? And then carry himself like a Luis, look like a Luis, act like a Luis. You know? I think it's a real thing. And it's like, well, I'm named after him. His parents named him Luis for whatever reason. They thought that was a good name that they liked for some odd reason, right? And then they pass on his genetics, so of course I don't know. It's weird.
Liked more than faces and names that don't. Analysis of voting data has shown that senatorial candidates earn 10% more votes when their names fit their faces very well than when they fit very poorly.
What?
Now, with that in mind, part of the effect could literally come from the fact that although parents don't know what their kid will look like as an adult, the parents do know what they look like, and without knowing it, tend to prefer names that match their faces.
That's what I was trying to say, man! Jesus Christ!
Don't know what their kid
Why
will
am I
look
so
like.
bad at...
Could
Like,
literally come from the
I've
fact
thought
that
about this for
although parents
years.
Don't know what their kid will look like as an
I couldn't
adult,
put it into words.
The parents do know what they look like, and without knowing it, tend to prefer names that match their faces.
Yeah, that's what I was... Yeah.
Which are likely to resemble their child's face as well. But not always.
Not always.
If the dissonance is too great, a person can always change their name, either completely or by simply choosing a nickname. If I had been just a little bit different, Michael, could have always gone by Mike. The fact that people can adjust their names to fit them, of course, merely strengthens the face name matching effect. By studying whether the correct name could be guessed when different parts of a face were occluded, researchers were able to develop heat maps showing which parts of the face different names are most characteristically associated with.
What?
Apparently, looking like an Anne is all about the tip of the nose. It's the bridge of the nose for Arthur's, and the philtrum, or snot trough, for Benjamin's. Aurelies are recognized by their face spiders. Let's go back to old people. How old is an old person? 73.7. That's according to results published in the Journal of American Geriatrics last year. It's the average age people gave when asked, when does old age begin? People under 65 on average said 71, and people over 65 on average said 77. Women said old age began 3 years later than men did, White people said it began 8 years later than non-whites did, and people who felt healthy placed old age
Wait, what?
3 years later than men did. White
Well, of
people said it
course.
began 8 years
Women live longer. A lot of reasons why. Can't give them to you right now. I did know, but I forgot.
later
According to ethnicity, white.
than non-whites did, and people who felt healthy placed old age later in life than those who felt less healthy. But how old do people want to be? Well, that depends on how old they already are. In America, the only people who are the age they would like to be are 21-year-olds. People
What? Department of Psychology, St. Paul, and then Department of Psychology. Why? Because they can drink? The only people that are the age they'd want to be.
younger than 21 wish they were older, and people older than 21 wish they were younger. People who are 40 wish they were 30, people who are 60 wish they were 40, and people who are 90 wish they were 60. When people are asked if they could be one age forever, the average American picks 36, which is actually how old I am right now, funny enough.
Why?
Here's something else that's funny. Old people are more likely to think they dream in black and white. Not because it's part of the aging process, but because they are veterans of the great black and white dream epidemic of the 20th century. Prior to the 1900s, Aristotle, Descartes, Freud, everyone who wrote about the topic reported that dreams contained color. But as humanity moved into the 20th century, the number of people reporting color in their dreams dropped just as quickly as the popularity of new black and white movies and TV rose. By the 60s, as color TV and movies became more and more common, reports of colored dreams started going back up. And today, people who grew up with black and white TV continue to report more black and white dreams than those who didn't. And later studies across China found the same thing. The frequency of black and white dreaming correlated strongly with how common black and white TV was in a person's area. So, did black and white movies and TV literally change our dreams? Well, first of all, it's not clear whether dreams
That's
themselves actually changed,
Jesus
or if
Christ, that's
people
crazy.
just started thinking differently about their dreams.
How could their dreams themselves actually change? Oh, fuck sakes! Addison Rae again?
Hey Google, backyard lights on.
Dude, after watching the Philosophize This podcast, I cannot see any advertisement the same, bro. Oh my god, consumerism. Oh my god, you've been at work after a hard, long fucking day, 8 hours, and you want to come back and relax and just watch entertainment, and I use a lot of cognitive resources. No, God forbid you go and try to figure out some quantum mechanics or try to figure out some extremely, like, deep and very daunting for your brain in terms of how much you have to focus. Like, God forbid you go and actually try to learn something useful. So it just, you know what? You just go and you consume. Work and consume. Work and consume. That's all that people are. And then guess what? They give these ads, right? Oh, you feel like you're missing something? Guess what? There's a product you can buy that will fix it all for you. No, there's no product you can buy that will fix it all for you. This is a short-term fix for a long-term problem. It's not even a short-term fix. You act like when you get that phone that all of a sudden Addison Rae is going to be there dancing with you and we all are going to be singing Kumbaya and all of your friends are going to magically appear right next to you and start dancing with you. Come on, dog. Like, I'm like, when you know this stuff, it just pisses you off to see it. Like, that's so corny, bruh. Stop doing that. Y'all need to stop doing that, bro. Stop lying to these people. Like, if they get your Android phone or your Google phone, whatever the fuck, that magically they're just gonna be super happy and have super strong social connections and interactions, and all of their friends are just gonna be with them dancing. Like, don't paint that picture in people's heads, bro. Just to sell your fucking product. I will not let you slide. They might let you slide. I'm not letting you slide. Okay, back to the video.
Trying, but we still haven't found a way to get direct access to dream content. Eric Switchable has pointed out that as far as we know, dreams may not be in color or black and white, or sepia or anything. They may be primarily indeterminate in color as they happen, and only later, during recall, do we confabulate details about color. He compares dreaming to reading. Is a novel in color or black and white? As you read a story, what do you see in your mind? It might be the case that dreams, vaporous as they are something we simply have a terrible grip on, and that movies and TV shows have given us the illusion of understanding them. In fact, Switchable has speculated that smells and touch sensations are rare in dreams today, but future people with smelly, touchy-feely VR shows might think that they dream with lots of textures and odors.
That's
and
not
find it
fair.
destructive.
I want to be able to
But
dream like
future
that, and I don't
people
even
with
dream much at all. I think.
Smelly,
Unless if I
touchy-feely
just don't
VR
remember.
shows might think that they dream with lots of textures and odors and find it strange.
But is remembrance the ability to recall specific events in a dream? Because if that's the case, I just don't recall being in a dream at all. Like, wouldn't I have experienced it? And then sure, I'll forget about it like really quickly, and I won't be able to recall it like a day later. But also, I just don't feel I experience dreams. So it's like I'm not dreaming that much, to be honest with you. I don't dream very much, I feel. I don't know.
Frightening that few of us seem to. But why would we think that dreams were like moving pictures and not normal waking life? Well, no one knows. It might be that motion pictures are just simply the closest thing we have to dreaming that isn't dreaming. Unlike still images, paintings, photographs, tapestries, motion pictures and dreams can contain movement and narrative and cause and effect. And unlike stage plays or real life, motion pictures and dreams are not made of anything that is even remotely similar to what they depict. They're both made of phantoms. Images are uncanny things. A person in an image is frozen in time, but yet can seem to grow old. Our own image can depend on what we are called, and they're the closest thing we have to what our mind does when we're away. Do you get the picture? Or does the picture get you? And as always, thanks for watching.
Very good video, Michael. I fuck with it. Fuck with it. Very good video. Shouts out, man. Get the curiosity box. Does this guy realize how much this generation needs people like him? Probably. I love how over a decade later, Michael looks the same, speaks the same, and editing style is exactly the same. It really creates a timeless video. And the same music. That is true. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want me to react to next. You know, what you thought about the video. Do you feel that you can agree that people did used to look older? I mean, I'm sure with the examples, you know, because you kind of are, nitpicking with these examples that he was using here. Sure, they look older, right? But would you have said that before watching this video that you felt in the back of your head that maybe people did? Like I know most of us have seen old photos before, and if you did, would you have said that they look older? Is that something that maybe you had thought about? Like you're just like, man, this guy looks old. It makes sense though. I honestly got it. That because the things that they used to do are what, and it sticks with them. A lot of the times they don't change their style very much. Like old people don't, just adapt the style of young people a lot. I mean, do you really see 80-year-olds running around with J's and blue jeans and just like I don't know, some nice jacket like from H&M? I don't know, fucking Just some shit that young people wear. Do you really see old people wearing that? No. So we associate that with them, and obviously that association with the clothes and them is that, you know, they're old people wearing these clothes. Therefore, these clothes also have, you know, some of that essence of the oldness sort of like propagates, and it like goes off and it comes into the clothes. And obviously, you know, like you said, it's also a little bit true they had worse nutrition. Motherfuckers used to smoke like all the time back in the day. They used to smoke cigarettes, not even just like weed or something. They used to smoke like their young cigs, the young stogies, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They used to smoke all this shit. Bad nutrition, probably a lot of shit. Also, the hair was really bad, right? I feel like a lot of hair back in the day was dog shit. Just in my personal opinion. But yeah, also the clothes that they used to wear are clothes that them nowadays, as they're older, might wear as well. You know, they might still wear that. And that's why you associate them with being old, because they used to wear that shit back in the day when they were younger. So even when they were younger, they still had that effect of the clothes and all of the shit at the time that makes you look older. Maybe it's the black and white too, just because some of the shit might be in black and white, or like a really old grainy filter. You know, you automatically correlate and associate that with it being old. So just that association in itself might make the person seem older, because you'd think and know that now they're already older. Like, you understand this is an old video, so now if they're still even alive, they're probably really old, and that might like reinforce your opinion in some way. But that's just my take on it. You know, quick little summary, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'm done, boys. Yeah, 40 minutes. Jesus Christ, man. Woo.